everybody, welcome to the Card Club. My name is Terry and today we are going to make cards featuring the Tula XII DIY card kit Fall Pumpkins. Let's get started. All right, friends, let me introduce you to the Card Club. Today we are going to be featuring the Tula XII Fall Pumpkins DIY card kit. Whenever we do a card club, we are going to give you a PDF, which is a template of a card that you can make. We're going to show you exactly how to do it. We've got instructions all here for you. This is our featured card for today for our Fall Pumpkins kit. If you would like to get a copy of the PDF, you can comment below on this video. Just say Card Club and I will make sure that you get it. If you are over in our Planning Together with the Inspired Planners group on Facebook, it will be downloaded there for you also. And the link to join that group will be below here in the comments. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, our DIY card kits come with everything you need to make 9 cards. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and open this, show you what's in it, and then we'll talk about our template for today. All right, so let me dump this out. Now remember that I've already made one of the cards over here, so we're gonna have everything to make 8 cards today. So it comes with stickers that have your sentiments and your envelope seals on it. It also comes with 9 die cuts, 3 of each one. And so we've got some beautiful pumpkins here. I'm just gonna sort these out so that they are in their piles. We also get some bows that we can use, and then you get double-sided papers that are already pre-cut. This one has some really beautiful papers, so we've got plaids and leaves, we've got pumpkins and plaids, and I think we have 2 different sizes of pumpkins. So we have small pumpkins and large pumpkins. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sort these out. So you also get 3 of each of these papers. There we go. And then you're gonna get 9 card bases that are already cut and pre-folded for you, of course, and 9 envelopes. The envelopes I'm gonna go ahead and just put over here to the side. Card bases I'm just gonna put there. Now, you could jump right in and make the card that we are gonna be doing today. So because we have 9 cards, we're gonna do 3 of our template. We're also gonna do 3 fractured cards because those are super easy and they always look amazing and they give each card a little bit of a different feel. And then we're gonna finish up with what I like to call 3 easy peasy cards. No cutting, just stick your embellishments and your papers to the card and you will be good to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is separate into piles. I sometimes like to just kind of get my cards ready for the 3 that I want to do. So we're going to start with the template first. I've already used the larger pumpkin paper. So what I'm going to do is pull 1 of each one of the other ones. I like to mix them up and use 1 of each when I'm making my cards. Then we're going to be using these pumpkins today. I might change this one though, because I think the orange pumpkin would look better with this one. So we'll go ahead and change that up a little bit. Then we're gonna need 2 bows. I don't think it really matters which bows we use. So we'll just use 1 of each of those. And then of course we will pick our sentiments when we're ready. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you the PDF really quickly. It tells you what supplies that you are going to need. It will have a picture of the card. It will have a picture of the card kit for you. Any extras that you may need here, of course, you're going to need some adhesive. I like to use just regular tape runner, scissors, and a paper trimmer is optional. You can make these cards without having a paper trimmer. If you have a ruler and some scissors, it's just as easy to do. And then, of course, there are instructions here. So I'm going to set this over here so it's off to the side where we can still see the instructions. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me just move these out of the way for us really quickly. Just sit those right there. All right, so I'm going to start with my leaf one because I think this one is going to be super pretty. So cut 1 inch off of each side. Now this says the pumpkin plaid paper, but we're going to use the leaf, so you could do whichever paper you want. And this is really easy to do. So you're just gonna measure. If you are using a ruler, you're gonna measure 1 inch and make a line and cut. If you are using a paper trimmer, you're just gonna go to that 1 inch mark and then go ahead and trim some off. Then you're gonna go ahead and turn your paper around. This is important only if you are going to be using the side with the pattern on the ends, okay? Because you just want to make sure that you get them correctly. All right, and then we have our larger piece here. Easy peasy. Now you can do this either way, any way that you want to do it. You can put it together like this and have the plaid in the middle, or you can do what I did and have the pattern in the middle with the plaids on either side. I kind of like this look because I like the way our die cuts look together with that. So let's go ahead and assemble this. Now, 2 easy cuts and we're ready to assemble our card. I like to start with the middle one because that way I can just kind of center it and then work around it. Some of you may prefer to work left to right. It's really a personal preference. I just find that putting the middle one down first is a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is keep in mind that our papers are made to have a border around on the card. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball where it should be. Let me get that little piece of fuzzy off of there. And there we go. And then I'm just going to kind of look and see if it looks like it's pretty centered, which that does. I'm going to hold it here with one finger and let it drop to the top and make sure that that looks good also. It went on a little bit crooked. I don't know if I'll be able to peel that up. So we're just going to leave it there. That's fine. And then you're going to take your 2 ends and go ahead and put those on as well. Same process. You're just going to come over here and line it up. And then just let it kind of drop into place, just like that. And do the same for the other side. You don't have to use a ton of adhesive with these. I tend to use more than I need to. If you've been around for a little while and you've seen me make cards, you already know that. All right, then I'm going to take my die cut and I am going to put some adhesive on here. I'm just going to kind of tilt it just a little bit to the side with this one, give it a little personality there. Take one of the bows and I'm going to use a little adhesive right here for the stem. And I'm just going to put my bow right here. How cute is that? All right, let's go ahead and choose. I'm going to put Grateful for You on this one, our sentiment. I'm just going to line it right up here at the bottom in the middle. And there is our template card. Card number 1, technically card number 2 because I already made one. See how easy that was? So easy. 2 cuts and then stick everything into place. All right, let's go ahead and do our next card using the same exact template. We're going to use the small pumpkins on this one. So I'm going to bring my paper cutter back over. Again, I'm going to measure 1 inch and then give that one a cut. Turn it over, or turn it around, I should say, not over. And then we'll give that one a cut. Now I've got my 3 pieces here. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to, actually, maybe we'll make this one a little different just so you can see the difference. Maybe we'll do, nope, we're not, oh, we could do that. We could do a portrait style card this way. How about that? We could do that. And then do it like this. You got to kind of watch your papers and see which way the pumpkins are supposed to go. We could totally do it like this just to give it a little bit of a different look for you and also show you how easy it is to kind of mix and match what you want to do by following the template, but also making it your own. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do a portrait style card. So let me go ahead and make sure that the card is opening the right way. We're going to use the pumpkins as the middle section instead of the plaid this time. Oh, and I need some tape runner. I wouldn't be making cards if I didn't have to stop and change tape runner. I know I'm not alone. I know many of you probably have to do the same thing, right? It always runs out when you're in the middle of a project. That's okay. That's the beauty of having extra tape runner refills on hand. You don't really miss a beat. All right, let's go ahead and get this all adhesive up. And I'm still going to turn this sideways. Just make sure you know where your opening is so that you're putting the paper down. The reason I'm doing this is because it's easier for me to look at it this way than it is to try and do it portrait style and have it come out the way I want it to. So then I can turn it back this way if I want. Whoops. Then I can turn it back this way if I want to. All right, let's go ahead and do our sides. This time it's going to be the beautiful plaids. Again, I'm gonna turn it this way because it's just easier for me to put it down this way. But if you can do it the other way, you can do it that way too. All right, this is gonna be so pretty. I'm actually really happy with the way this is already looking because it's beautiful. All right, so that's the card with our papers on it. Isn't that pretty? That looks really, really pretty. I am loving it. All right, so right now you kind of have a little decision to make because we were doing it this way where we were putting the sentiment here and we had lots of space, right? Now it's a little bit different. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is kind of put this mostly in the middle, but I'm gonna put my sentiment down here on this bottom part. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this right here. Actually, just almost exactly in the middle. It's just gonna be a little bit taller because I wanna make sure that it has enough room to not be sitting on top of that. Then we're gonna go ahead and use Pumpkin Wishes this time. And this is just gonna go now right here in the center of this paper, just like that. And then let's go ahead and put our little bow on the stem here. And I just use adhesive, as you can see. If you have little glue dots or something else, you could totally use those as well. But there is our next card template, or card made from the template. So here are our 3 cards that are made from our template for this one, for this card club. So I'm gonna set these aside. Aren't they pretty though? They turn out so pretty and so easy to make. So easy to make. You could do all your cutting at once and then just sit down and put them all together if you wanted to. All right, next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna get 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Now we are going to do the fractured card. Now I'm gonna do this with these 2 pumpkin papers because I wanna make sure that we have them going in the right direction. And if I use these, they're gonna be sideways. And I wanna make sure that we're doing the fractured cards in the same way. So we're gonna make sure, you have to make sure you double check your alignment with your cards. Then pile all of your papers up. This one we are gonna do with a plaid as well. So we're gonna do them like this. You want all 3 sides facing up that you want to use. So we've got the plaid, we've got the pumpkins, and we have the leaves. Make sure my leaves are facing the direction I want. I think they go that way. Now, here's where it gets really easy. Again, we're gonna do 2 cuts. That's gonna leave us we're gonna do 2 cuts. That is gonna leave us 3 pieces of paper for each one. And then we're gonna rearrange them so that we can make these fractured cards. You can make the cuts any way you like to. I sometimes like to do it where I am just kind of doing like some random cuts. Sometimes I like to do it from corners. Key thing here is to just make sure that your papers are together and they are all lined up. So I think for this one, I am going to do this cut first right here. I'm gonna do it a little different actually today. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut those, and then I'm gonna take these pieces and put them right there. I'm gonna give these a little tap, and then I'm gonna come over here and let's cut these right here. All right, so now we have our 3 pieces of paper from 2 cuts. I mean, how much easier can you get making cards with just 2 cuts, right? First thing I'm gonna do is spread these out like this, because that way I know where those go. Then we're gonna come up here and we're gonna do these in a different pattern. So now you can see I'm matching the different patterns with the different ones. And then the 3rd piece is gonna go into place where it fits like this. So each card now has all 3 papers, but different. And so when we put these together, they're all gonna look a little bit different, which is gonna be really, really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here. Let me grab a card really quickly. We're gonna do all of our adhesive for our paper first, get those on the cards, and then we'll choose which die cuts that we want to do. Now, because of the way these are cut, I'm gonna start with this bottom piece because that's kind of the middle that goes with the way I like to put things together. And let me just make sure we've got the card in the right way. Again, I'm going to be mindful that there is a border and just kind of like eyeball where it should be. This is going over here though. Make sure you know exactly where your paper should go. I almost put it literally in the middle, and that's not quite where it should go. Now, when you put these together, you can also leave a little bit of a border in between the spaces, in between the pieces of paper, or you can put these close together and kind of like nudge them, settle them in, snuggle them together if you don't want any space in between. I kind of like the space in between. I just think that it looks really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that little bit of a border, but I'm gonna find one of the spaces where I can line it up so that it's also matching. All right, let's get this third piece down, but look how pretty these are. These are so cool because they've got all the different papers, and I just love that you can mix and match them like this because they just look really, really, really pretty. All right, so that's our first one. Super easy, very pretty. I'm gonna set that aside for a second. Let's go ahead and put the next one up together. Now this is also an easy strategy that you could use if you wanna put all your papers down and then come back and add your die cuts or any other embellishments that you might wanna use. You could totally do that too. All right, let's get this one on here. And last piece, I love this fall pumpkin paper. It's just so pretty. If you have this kit already, let me know in the comments. If you are now like, oh, I love that, I might need this kit, let us know that in the comments too. We would love to be able to help you out with that, obviously. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh, these papers are just gorgeous together. And when you do a fractured card technique like this, you really do get to highlight all of the different papers, which is really, really cool. And 2 cuts makes it super simple. If, like I said, if you don't have a paper trimmer, you can totally do this with scissors and a ruler. It's very easy to do. You can just mark where you want to cut and then draw a little line in pencil and then cut it if you want to, or you can cut them all 3 at the same time. Lots of different ways that you can do that. All right, last one. This is our plaid. And we're just gonna go ahead and bring this over here like so. All right, so now we have all 3 of our cards, and each one looks a little bit different, right? They are so, so pretty. So now we're gonna pick our die cuts, and we can mix this up. We don't have to use the same one. You don't have to put it even in the same place if you don't want to. You can kind of mix and match and see where you might wanna put these. You can put your sentiment sticker wherever you want to as well. I'm kind of liking this look, and then maybe having the sentiment sticker coming over from the side on these 2. And then on this one, I kind of like this with the bigger pumpkin. So I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna save those all for our easy card, I think. And we'll do this one over here as well. All right, so let's decide which sentiments we want to use. Because we're doing it in a smaller space, I'm kind of leaning towards these smaller ones because I just think they are going to look a little bit nicer. So what I'm going to do is leave my die cut here without adhering it yet. And then I'm just going to come over here and put my sentiment down. And then I'll take my die cut and put some adhesive on it. And then I'll just like tuck that sentiment right underneath the edge of the die cut. There you go. Easy peasy, easy peasy. So pretty. So pretty. I'm trying to move so we can avoid the sunlight. It's coming in quick these days. All right, so that's one card. I'm going to put that right there. Let's go ahead and grab Hello Fall. And again, I'm just going to put this down around here. Let's go ahead and get some adhesive on there. And then again, I'm just going to snuggle this up right over here. Could be a little bit, yeah, we're going to go ahead and use this one. We'll use the white one on the other one. I should have put that a little closer to the side, I think. So let's go ahead and put this one on here. Easy peasy. And then this one we will do a little bit better. So we'll put this one a little bit closer over here so that we can have more space for this bigger die cut here. Oh, that looks so good. All right, so these are our fractured cards. Easy to do, still 2 cuts, but each one, when you use 3 different pieces of paper, 3 different patterns, look a little bit different each time. All right, last up for Card Club today is going to be our last 3 cards, and these are going to be our easy peasy cards, meaning we're not doing any cutting on these. We are just going to create some beautiful cards. So because we've got 2 of these papers, we're going to do one with the pumpkins, one with the leaves, and one with the plaid. These are going to come together super easy. I sometimes like being able to do super easy cards like this because the papers are always so beautiful that it doesn't matter that I'm not doing extra cuts on them or anything like that, because they still look amazing. They look gorgeous. All right, so this one, let's do Harvest Blessings. I feel like that just is a really easy one to do. I'm going to go ahead and put that right here towards the bottom, but not all the way at the bottom. And then we're going to take this die cut and just put it right here. We're going to snuggle it up so that it's just on top of the sentiment. How easy is that? And so pretty to do. All right, so that's our first easy peasy card. Let's come over here to the next one. I'm going to do plaid this way, I think. So let's go ahead and get our adhesive on here. Again, I'm using probably way more adhesive than you need to. You do not need to use as much as I do. You could probably just get away with doing a little bit in each corner and it would still be just fine. Let's do, well, it doesn't matter which one we do because we have to use them all. So let's do Thanks a Bunch. And again, I'm just gonna center that about right there. Put our die cut over top of it like this. And that is our second easy peasy card. And they're beautiful and they're handmade and people really like that extra handmade touch. All right, the next one we're gonna do is our beautiful leaves. Let me just see if we wanna do, I think we're okay to do this horizontal. I think that actually looks really pretty. So let's go ahead and get this one on here. Double check your orientation. Make sure your card's opening in the right direction. All that good stuff. Go ahead and put that on there. Let's grab this last die cut. And our So Very Thankful sentiment. And then let's put this last die cut together. Oh, this is so pretty. So very pretty. Now we do have one bow left. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one from our fracture card. I'm going to go ahead and put the bow on that stem. I like to use everything in the kits when I can, so that way we have used everything here today. Now these envelope seals you can save to put on your envelopes when you're ready, or you can also put them on the inside. I like to put them on the inside because a lot of the times I'm using washi tape to seal my envelopes. So I like to put them on the inside. So let's go ahead and add these to the bottom of each card. It's just a nice little something extra inside the card. And then you've got all that beautiful space that you can write a thank you note, or just thinking about you, or this time of year, happy Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for you. Whatever you want to write inside the card, you can add a little note, or you can just keep it really, really simple and keep it short and sweet. Sometimes those are the best cards too. People are going to love receiving your handmade cards. And these cards are so easy to make. I think that you're going to really have a great time making them also. All right, just a few more to add these to. All right, 2 more to go, and then we will have used this entire Fall Pumpkins kit. Now you have some card ideas that you can make these cards with if you'd like to. Also, you can use these ideas for other kits that you may have as well. They work on anything. So let's go ahead and do a quick little recap. So this was our template card for Card Club. Again, we've got this beautiful PDF ready for you that has the instructions on exactly how to make these. So these are our 3 cards using our template. Very pretty. Then we did the fractured card technique. Let me just grab those. And this one again is a little recap. You're just going to make 2 cuts on your paper in a stack of 3 and then mix them and match them so that each card has a different side of the paper. Very, very easy to do. And then last but not least, we did what I like to call easy peasy, no cutting at all. The papers are so beautiful that you really don't need to do cuts if you don't want to, and you are still going to make beautiful handmade cards that your friends and family will love to get. So I hope that that was fun for you all today. Stay tuned for our next card club that we will be doing. If you like this, make sure that you please like and subscribe so you get notifications for these. And if you have any questions at all, let me know. Thank you so much, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.